Right, Natalie, thank you. Reaction to the High Court's decision has been coming into our newsroom all day.
CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal joins us live from the University of San Diego with what she's hearing from local students. She also talked to a former San Diego judge about what this all means moving forward. Kelly.
That's right. And to start off, a reaction from students was mixed. One student told me that race should not be a factor in anything. Other students told me that race should be considered and that they're concerned now that campuses across the country will become more or less diverse.
Affirmative action is necessary for diversity, for inclusion, for opportunities for everyone in this world, because we're not all born the same. We all have our advantages and disadvantages. We just need to even the playing field.
It allows community and acceptance. It allows us to get along better. It allows people to understand each other and really just opens our eyes to being more open-minded.
This was a small step initially towards giving people opportunities that they didn't initially have, and taking that away definitely creates a gap in the educational system for a lot of people.
And those students that I talked to are students at SDSU, which is important to point out, as you just heard Natalie mention earlier. In California, public universities have been banned from using race as a factor for decades because voters passed Proposition 209 back in 1996. So this decision really only impacts private universities such as Stanford, USC, the University of San Diego. Those schools can no longer use race as a factor in the admissions process. I spoke to retired Judge Laura Halgren for some expert analysis on all this. She says one thing the High Court did mention is this.
The court did say, however, that to the extent that race has caused adversity to a person or who has framed their character, the school can certainly consider those life experiences. Or if they had faced discrimination, how they overcame it. Those types of factors can be discussed in an essay, and a school would be permitted to consider it. It just needs to be a consideration for that individual and not a stereotyped assumption for all.
And we do know that the essay can be a big part of the admissions process. Now, I reached out to USD to ask for comment. A statement was released today. A spokesperson said, it's going to take a while to get through the opinion itself and to make sure that they understand exactly legally what they can and can't do. But they said that they're going to continue to remain committed to inclusiveness and diversity within the bounds of the law. Heather and Carlo.
Yeah, Kelly, did any of the other schools within the UC system or even SDSU comment on this decision?
Yeah, we heard from both SDSU as well as the University of California. SDSU said, even though this isn't going to impact public universities in California, we should all recognize that it will impact other universities in other states, and it will have a big impact, is what she says. The University of California president called it disappointing, said even released statistics from before Prop 209 passed to show what the levels of diversity were then, and compared them to today, and said that and showed that the diversity levels of the student body had decreased slightly in a couple of years after that proposition passed. But I think one of the ways that they included more diverse backgrounds, more diverse students, is that they vastly increased their international student population.
A major Supreme Court decision. It'll be some time before we understand how this really impacts everyone. Kelly Hessedal reporting live for us. Thanks, Kelly.